Blah. Oh, here we have Dr. Loki is in the house. Yo, Dr. Loki.
What's going on, dude?
Dude, I haven't seen you in a while.
Hold on, I'm gonna find some headphones here.
Dude, this was, I'm Dr. Loki. I'm so glad you're here. We got to do a post-mortem. The weather here is terrible.
Yeah, that was rough,
I was telling Franche, that I think that there was a serious problem via the weather, which is what his daughter, Kristen, who's in the comments right now, all of Franche's kids were in the comments, and she was saying before that she thinks it might be the weather, and I think she's right. And so it seems Franche agrees.
Right. You guys got also sorts of snowstorms.
Electromagnetic, we have bad weather.
Crazy things going on.
Weather gremlins. We're going to call them weather gremlins. I haven't had Dr. Loki on in such a long time. This is so nice. Dr. Loki, let me ask you the first question. TV casualty or theme for a jackal?
Theme for a jackal.
Theme for a jackal. I am also going to say, oh man, that is, I can't decide. I can't decide. You'd have to twist my arm.
Someone twist his arm.
I really can't answer that. I love them both so much. You know what? Here's my answer to you, Jody Ramone. Theme for a jackal or TV casualty. If you cut off both of my fingers, it would hurt just the same.
Ooh, right.
So, Dr. Loki, what's going on with you? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Life is interesting, dude. I work for a startup tech company now.
Wow.
So I'm in the tech world. We're building a platform. It's a marketplace for sports cards and collectibles of all kinds.
Okay.
So
that's nice. I run a little plug in there.
I run operations for this app. I didn't say the app yet, so that's not a plug. So yeah, I'm in this weird tech corporate world these days.
That's great. Hey, that's fantastic, man. Yeah, that's wonderful. You like that? Is it 9 to 5?
It's remote, but it's just kind of all the time. Like it's just on all the time.
Zach Guest says, Loki, do you remember me? I used to see you in Toronto when you were.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What's up, Zach? Yeah, dude. More at the rock pile. Yeah, I have a new puppy.
What's the name of your puppy?
Mika. So I have this thing of like naming all my dogs after New York Rangers. The last one was Zuki after Zuccarello, and now I have a Mika.
Hey, whatever works, man. Whatever's clever, Do we have any questions for Dr. Loki? So here's the thing. A while back, I tried to do a thing with Dr. Loki. I don't know why I started calling him Dr. Loki, but I was like, ask Dr. Loki. I wanted it. You know what I wanted? I wanted like Love Line with Dr. Drew, but I wanted it to be with Dr. Loki.
Didn't quite work out.
Yeah, but we didn't get any questions, and we just ended up talking. We had like, man, that was like a long ass stream. Remember that shit? That was like 5 hours long.
Usually, what happens when we got Joe involved, and forget it. Joe didn't.
Yeah, Joe.
Eventually, it was just you and Joe.
There was Ramey. We had Robbie Bloodshed. Howie.
We got Ramey in there.
Howie was there.
Right, we got the whole crew involved.
Dude, that was times, man. Those were times.
Yeah. So I see your show's growing, dude. I haven't really kept up with it, but I see now that you've continued on with it just like you wanted to. Now you have the followers, you got the viewers, so it looks like it's an awesome little side entrepreneurial thing here.
It is, man. It is. It's one of those. It's. I just love doing it. I sort of fell into this. I never intended to do. I guess this is talk radio. It's talk podcasting, and I just, I really feel like, it's just it's just something that I love doing. I love talking. As I always say, I never shut the fuck up. And
could have fooled me.
Could have fooled you. And, I'm just trying to, my long-term goal at the moment is 10,000 subs. And what the problem is, my biggest issue is that I talk about so many different things on the channel that YouTube hates that. They're like, they bury me in the algorithm.
Right. You know what's not buried in the algorithm?
What?
when
What's
he
not?
went face to face with Michael Graves. That's all I ever see when I pop up on YouTube. It's like Jeff Frumess confronts Michael Graves. I'm like,
Bro.
why is this like? Is this just catered to me, or does everyone fucking see this? Like, it's
Wait. What is it? Wait, what's the video?
it's you confronting
Oh,
Michael.
the video I did, the video, the clip from a long time ago.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
ages
that is
ago, and that still
hilarious.
gets like I'll log in and like that's one of the first things I see. I'm like, what? I can't get fucking away from this, dude.
And you know what's funny? That's like a magnet for just like racist people. Like it's so funny. You go into the comments
Right.
and some of them are just so atrocious. Like,
I actually have not gone into the video at all. Like,
oh, the comments are bad, man. Some of them are really bad. And I'm just kind of like, it's just amazing how he like said all that stuff and then like he's like, but I'm not any of those things or like whatever. And then like every one of those things like is like, yeah, Mike, we're behind you. We love you, Mike.
right.
And it's like, dude, it's funny. There was a video that popped up speaking of that, there was a video that popped up on my YouTube front page, and it was Michael Graves live in South America in 2022, like super recent. And I'm thinking in my head, and I'm going, I know all of Michael's backing band members, most of them. I know a whole bunch of them, right? I know a lot of people that played with that guy, right? So I'm going, I wonder who Michael has playing with him now. And lo and behold, there's this video of him in, I don't know what, he's in somewhere in South America.
Okay.
And the band that he has, and it's crazy because, it's crazy, the contrast. You know what it is? It's a testament to, having pro musicians in your band, because
Yeah.
if you have a good tight band that has the right chemistry, it's going to make a world of difference. And look no further. Go look at Michael Graves live in South America in 2022. And you could just see his band. They don't gel. They don't know what they're doing. One of the bass player looks scared and confused. He's like turning around,
Probably know the video in question. And yeah, I've seen it. And I actually got into a little bit of trouble because I actually commented on it. Because like here's the deal, man. People cannot wait to send me shit like this. Like,
right.
they see something like this, and I'll like, oh, let's send it to Loki. Let's see what he has to say about it. And I'm like, and I just literally, dude, I'm just minding my own business these days.
Right.
Man. I try not to go out and look for trouble, right? But all right, so I get sent the video and I commented exactly what I saw. So I mean, for anyone who didn't see it, here's exactly what happens in the video. They're playing Descending Angel.
Sure. Hold on. Should I try and pull up and see it? Let's see if my screen, because I don't have the same problem that I have in Melon. Another reason why I should probably get rid of Melon, because I don't have this issue. Let's see if I can pull it up. Keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Okay, so right, they're playing Descending Angel, and like, I don't know, not even 15 seconds in, and there's just a major fuck up, right? It's right where the first set of bumps come in, and for my musician friends, where they go down to the just kind of rides on the A. Well, the guitarist goes down to the F sharp, right? And he's doing the bumps there, and it completely throws everything off. And that's when the bass player looks scared. The guitar player just stops playing completely, and then Michael's just sitting there like, and he just starts yelling, "Come on!"
All right, hold on. I found the video. The video. Now here's the deal. I'm not going to play the music. Maybe I can. All right. Should I just play I'll cut it out if I have to. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to probably have to rename this stream. I can't call it Return of Franche anymore.
No. Yeah. No,
gonna have to.
I'm sorry I ruined that for you guys.
No, that's okay. It is what it is, man. I'm just trying to make what's it called? Lemons out of lemonade. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. All right. This is
lemons out of lemonade. I've never tried to reverse.
Whoops. Did I say that? That's the kind of night I'm having. You know what? I don't know. That's the kind of night this is.
Right.
I really do. I feel really bad. I feel terrible for Frankie. Like, took us time. We
So
set this all up.
so I didn't
Ugh.
see what happened, but and I guess Sharpie told me that he was freezing every time he
Hold,
spoke.
hold, hold on one second. Kristen. Hey, Kristen, thank you so much. Take care. You really were like so helpful, and hopefully we'll try and this will all work out in the future. We will make it work. Thank you. Thank you again, Kristen.
And I will
Runner,
tune
thanks
in,
too.
Kristen, next time Franche comes up on here.
Yes. All right. Let's see if this will play. Ready? I'll be honest. I have not tried this in close to 2 years. So this will be interesting. So let's see if we can get this. I'm going to definitely have to cut this out. Maybe I'll make this its own separate. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this its own separate video
Right.
from the Franche video, because I don't want to I don't want to mix the two together.
I
So,
agree.
all right, hold on one second. Let me I'm just piggybacking on the stream that we had before, guys, if that makes sense. Okay.
Right.
Ready? Can you guys might not even be able to hear this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if this works.
Fallen angel, the descending angel.
Damn.
Oof. Is that coming in choppy?
A little bit, but you can. The audio's fine.
What did he say? Come on already? Did we miss it?
Yeah, you missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already
I feel bad for the bass player because he seems very lost. He doesn't know what's going on.
All right, you could cut it.
Right. All right, I'm gonna cut this. Yeah, that's tough, man.
So I don't know that, like, did they make the bass player wear a Michael Graves shirt? Like, you have to wear this as your uniform.
I was kind of wondering that too, man. I was like, is this part of like is this part of the stage show? But then, like, look, he's wearing a soccer shirt.
So yeah, someone threw that up. That they did that last time we played over there. They threw that up, and he puts it on or whatever.
Okay, so he puts that on, but then over here you have this guy, and he's like, okay, you're part of the Michael Graves band, so you wear a Michael Graves shirt,
Right?
And that's where things are today in the year 2023.
And it's such a shame, right? Because I do not know those people, right? And I'm sure that they maybe are good musicians, right?
Right.
This is what happens when you don't put the time in, you don't care, you're just cashing in because you're getting South America to play that venue, which I've played before. It's like maybe 1,000, 1,500 person venue. You're gonna sell it out, and you're just getting a good payday, and that's all you care about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no.
So they're not getting a good show because it's like, hey, I'm going to fly down here. I'm going to save a couple bucks by getting some local guys who are just like, yeah, I'll play a gig.
If you think those guys actually rehearsed before this, little set of shows, you're mistaken, because that's not how he operates. You know what I mean? So
that's
and having played with him for so long, those little scats that he does when it's off the rails like that.
Yeah,
that's when you know that he's so uncomfortable up there. He's not having a good time up there in those moments. And I only know that because I played so long with him with different drummers and stuff like that, where when he starts singing
nearly
like that,
20 years, right?
Yeah. When he starts singing like that, he's not having a good time. So, hey, this is what happens when you do stupid shit.
That's how let it just be a lesson. That's how the cookie crumbles. And you just gotta, you just gotta,
it's like the Bronx Tale. This is what happened. Wasted talent when when you don't do the right things and good things, you waste all your talent.
He had a good thing going. He had a good thing that you guys had a good thing, and the thing is You know what's crazy though, and again, it's amazing how we're revisiting this because we were talking right when it happened, and that was 3 years ago, and now here's 3 years later, and it's like now we have a little bit of like hindsight with the whole situation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that's what happens when you say the wrong words, I guess, online.
Well, it's not just the wrong words, it's a shitty attitude. Right? It's a
attitude, sure.
shitty attitude, and it's when you don't care about what happens to all of your people around you. You know, you do things just because you have this, like, you know, he's chasing the dream of being on InfoWars or some shit like that, right? Like, oh, it's gonna get me close to Alex Jones or this guy from the Proud Boys or whoever the fuck, right? But you sell out all your friends in order to do stupid shit like that, so you look great in their eyes, right? And that's exactly what happened. And that's why I'm pissed off. His words are one thing, and I understand why everyone's pissed off at that. But I'm personally hurt because he basically threw away our friendship, our business relationship, and everything else, but because he wanted to suck up to these fucking losers. Come on.
Well, that's what I said, you know, when I did that, when I had that little rant, that's what I said. I was like, like when you do something like that, do you take any of the people that rely on you into the situation? Do you take any of them into consideration?
Yeah.
Because you're not just fucking with your livelihood, you're fucking with their livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know.
Yeah. And I hate to revisit it like that because, like, dude, I've moved forward and past it. I just don't care, which is probably why I talk so loosey-goosey about it now. I was more reserved.
You don't care. You don't care anymore.
Don't give a flying fuck about that stuff anymore. Like,
you don't.
Yeah.
You're past it, man. You're past it. Sharpie is saying, tell everyone how You Awful Me happened.
You Awful Me. I was actually recorded in the Rip Snorter days when Graves was still playing with Chud. It was.
You got to do it now. No, you got to do it now. Come on.
I think I shit my pants. Oh my God, Loki. I think I shit my pants.
So long since you've done that.
So yeah, during those days, we had a friend, Jamie, from Rip Snorter. They were living in Minnesota at the time.
Yeah.
We went in and recorded a bunch of songs. Creo Burn was one of them, and then You Awful Me was another. But it did not exist the way it existed in Gotham Road. It was like a fast-paced punk song. Tom played guitar on the demo, and it was like a epic / Guns N' Roses type freaking ripping solo in the middle of it. And then so that's how that song was written. And then once we got to Gotham Road and I got my hands on it, it turned into what we know You Awful Me to be today.
Someone's asking, who is this MF?
Who is this motherfucker?
Johnny Bob Goldstein.
It's fucking Loki.
Sound familiar. Yeah, this is Dr. Loki. You want to ask him a question?
Right.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna cap this in a little bit. But does anybody want to ask any questions for Dr. Loki? Any questions at all?
Any question. If you have problems if you're in your love life.
Right. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about like it's not like a Q&A. It's like it's an advice. That was the whole like idea behind the show. Yeah. I'm MC and he's Dr. Loki, and we ask him questions about love life and this and that. So if anybody wants any like advice, you know, you have a situation at work that you don't like, you have to confront someone and you're uncomfortable about doing it, you know, anything.
I know a lot about that.
Yeah. What do you do for that? Is it just ripping the Band-Aid off? Is it about the approach?
Yeah, as you get older, you realize the more honest you are with A, yourself, and B, the people involved, that
posters and promo cards. There's nothing we can't print for you. From stage backdrops to bass drum heads, we can print on shirts. We can print on
You get to the point faster. You find out who they are faster. There's no messing around. There's no need to mess around, right? Like, you're only hurting yourself if you're dishonest about it, because then you're just gonna be in this weird cycle of like, you're not happy with them, they're not happy with you.
Sure.
And you don't get that till you're older. You don't learn to be honest with yourself and be with the other people. And that cuts out this this reemerging act of like, let's break up, let's get together again, let's talk, let's not.
Right. Dan is saying, Loki, do you remember me? This is Dan in Minneapolis. I filmed all your shows here, including Gotham Road.
Yeah, I think Dan recorded us to the most miserable show that's ever been recorded in Gotham Road history. So, Dan, I can't see the chat, but maybe you could fill Jeff in here. Like, the venue was like, there was a bar in the side, and it was people under 21 couldn't go to I forget how it worked out, but no, everyone wanted to drink. You couldn't have drinks on the stage on the floor. So,
right.
So whoever was there for the show was up by the bar drinking and like not in front of the band. Like, the video that he took, there's like literally 3 people in front of the stage, and
that's tough.
It's just like, it's tough. And not only is it tough, but like the whole show is on YouTube where there's just like 3 people watching us. And like, we do some of the most epic versions of like, there's an Ophelia version from that show, and it just sounds like it's an arena style version of Ophelia, and it sounds so awesome. And it's wasted on, I don't want to say wasted, but it's to 3 people.
Well, it lives on prosperity on tape.
I don't like to say wasted like that, but it was worthy of like a full room, and we did it in front of 3 people.
Angus is asking about the problem in a call. Oh no, he's asking about a problem in commenter. That's how you deal with people. Sorry, I thought he was asking a question.
Right.
JJ Wolf wants to know, how do I get rid of the hurts?
I don't have experience in that. That's something. I'm not a medical doctor.
Yeah,
I learned that during COVID, that I was not a medical doctor. I thought all these years I was, and that turns out I wasn't. So
no, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that remember, when asking Dr. Loki, not a real doctor. I forgot to include that part. Right. Not a real doctor. Minister of Darkness wants to know, Dr. Loki, how can I get my girlfriend to be more punk? This is what I envision for the show right now. This. How do I get my girlfriend to be more punk, Dr. Loki?
Is she not punk at all? Like,
that's a good question. You didn't provide enough information,
right,
Minister.
And Minister, I'm afraid for you. The answer is that it's never going to happen, because you can't change a person for what they want to be. They're not your fucking Muppet, right? Like, they're actually people that like to be their own thing.
That's a rad response. I like that.
You're shit out of luck when it comes to that.
Okay, Zach Guest says, Loki, how do you think it's going to work now that Jerry's the bassist for the original Misfits and his own band? At once his band's not called the Misfits anymore, though he renamed.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that
I can
was
only imagine that you're talking about the Jerry only thing. Which he listen, I play for a band called Dark Ride, and our single was Antihero, so he kind of ripped us off, like,
ooh,
yeah.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
That's probably coincidence. How is it going to work? It's going to work like, how many shows do the Misfits play? 3 a year?
Yeah.
So it's going to work just fine.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Jerry only is going to be fine. I know this.
Jerry only is definitely doing fine. The best of all of us.
Dudley says, Dr. Loki, I've eaten a few grams of mushrooms. Should I finish the bag? There's a few more grams left.
Absolutely finish the bag.
Okay. By the way, doctor, just to reiterate, Dr. Loki, not a real doctor. Any medical or other advice made by Dr. Loki is not endorsed by this channel. We do not believe necessarily in the things that Dr. Loki espouses. He's just happened to pop onto the stream as we just try to fill out the rest of the show before I have to go to bed.
I don't necessarily endorse him either. However,
right,
like, if it's just a few grams left in the bag, like, it's not enough for next time.
All right, it's a logical thing.
It's more logic than my opinion. So yeah, it's not enough for next time. You're not going to have a good time next time, so you might as well just have a good time tonight.
Slash says, I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
I've been to
okay.
one. I just didn't actually as a student. So.
Adam Salazar says, Loki, do you have the video of us pulling the dead bird out of the tar van's grill here in my driveway? LOL.
Adam, I don't. I would have to search for the video, but something that did pop up either today or yesterday was that beautiful roast that we had at your house when you sliced it open. I just saw the picture of that today. It was massive. Oh my god. So yeah, I found that today, but I haven't been reminded about the bird in the grill in a long time. So Adam lives in El Paso. So that is usually where like our van has historically gone to die, no matter what floor it was.
Very hot. It's very hot down in El Paso, as they call it.
El Paso, yeah.
And I'm not calling it that because it's a bad place. I'm saying that is a colloquial nickname by the people who live there. Call it El Paso. That it's really hot. It's really hot down there. So that's what I'm referring to.
So yeah, we've ripped the birds out of the grill. We've deconstructed engines down there, gotten new tire, like you name it, it's happened down there.
You do what you got to do. Ema D says, if Dr. Loki was a real doctor, I'd want him to work at the hospital where I work. There you go.
I appreciate that, Ema.
Loki, Zach says, Loki, do you think will ever have a show in Toronto with my brother's band Skullfist?
Skullfist, that's a great name.
Great name.
I don't know. You never know what's possible. I always flirt with playing with the guys from Nimvind. Yeah, it was the brisket, Adam. Oh my god, it was so delicious. So I'm flirting with playing with those guys often. I play with Dark right now, like doing short one-offs and stuff like that. So you never know when old Dr. Loki will
rear his head.
Yeah.
Angus McWhorter says, Dr. Loki, are you connected in any way financially or personally connected with Oprah Winfrey?
Yes. You get some mushrooms, and you get some.
You get the mushrooms.
You get the mushrooms. Everyone gets the mushrooms. Just look under your seat.
How does Dr. Loki feel about the Rangers being dominated by the Devils this year? Says Spencer.
We don't talk about that, right?
We don't talk about that.
I'm just recovering over the brutal giant loss in the playoffs, and now I'm going to shift my focus to hockey. And I know Igor's having a rough year, and there's a lot of talk about the Rangers right now. But I'll start getting into it this month, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, Tar Man. That's right. They had a van that they named Tar Van.
Yeah, I got a Tar Man tattoo in the shape of the Op Ivy guy.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. Actually, that tracks. Hey, goodbye, Zach. Thanks for joining. Just to clarify here, Franche did not cancel. Okay, Franche did not cancel. Franche was here. He put in the time. He friggin' dude, he tried so hard. It's weather. I blame the weather. It's the weather was definitely the issue. He will be back, and we thank him. And we're going to split these two. This is not a part of that stream. I have to split it. I can't have both of these things because we're getting a little salacious and naughty here, and I just want to keep it separate. I think that's the right thing to do. So I will be shifting. I'll be clipping this in half, and I'm trying to decide if I should actually make the videos private. The episode that we did, the failed episode of with Frank, because I just feel like was it
that much of a failure? Like
it wasn't a failure. It was funny. Like we were trying to figure it out. And like,
how long were you sitting there actually trying to figure out technical difficulties?
This went on for probably for about 90 minutes.
No fucking way.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? Like, in all honesty, Frank tried everything.
Right. And
I had all my shit unplugged. And you know what was weird? It was every time he talked, it just wasn't working out. And that's what it is. And like I said, I'm so grateful for Frank and the time that he spent on here. And Frank is a great guy. Frank has always been a great guy. He has been so gracious to me with his time, and been incredibly hospitable to me. So I really appreciate Frank. I do.
That's just such a shame, and it's so brutal, right? Because when you're having
big show
technical difficulties, minutes seem like it's like they're a lot longer.
Oh
than
my
a minute,
God.
right? So
And
for you guys to traverse that for 90 minutes is insane, because that must have felt like,
everything.
4.5
Everything.
hours.
He tried every which way. We just, and I'm sitting there going, trying not to panic, because inside I'm panicking.
Right.
And I'm going, there's 90 people watching me right now, and I look like a fool, and I feel bad for Frank.
Well, I mean, you look like a fool all the time.
I always look like a fool, but I just feel it's just like, you advertise a show and you want it to go well, and I wanted to go well, and I wanted Frank to, answer his
Okay.
fans. His fans were there. I mean, everybody, I'm Frank's fan too. We wanted it to go, hi, doggy.
Right.
Look at that little puppy.
He's learning how to be a dog right now.
Yeah.
Where do you know that?
Sharpie is asking a question. Sharpie says, Dr. Loki, who do you think should have been the new? Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you watched this show. This was a really good show, and this was Sharpie's idea. Everybody should check out this show. Sharpie came up with the show where he wanted to know, after Graves and Chud left and they went off to form Graves or Lost Boys or whatever, who could have sang been the front man for the Misfits, not Jerry Only. Like, if Jerry Only had decided to continue the traditional frontman route, who could he have tapped? And here's the thing, the criteria was it had to be somebody from that time. It's not like you can't pick anybody.
Were they going to continue?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jeff. So I've decided to make a Patreon. What is Patreon? I don't know how to define a Patreon. Let me look it up. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it very easy for creators to get paid for the things that they're already creating. I want to do it full time. I want this to be my full-time job. In my efforts to make that happen, I've set up this platform. Is it going to work? Is it going to be successful? I don't know, but I would rather try and crash and burn than not try at all. The goal is to create enough passive revenue so that I can continue to do this full-time, uninterrupted. Why? Because I love to do this. I love creating content. I love making videos. I love shooting films. I love doing podcasts. In case you couldn't tell, I love to talk, and I never shut the fuck up. So right now, I've kept the Patreon incredibly simple. There's 2 tiers, and that may change in the future. The Murdergram is a simple way to extend support for all of the hours and hours of free content on the channel for nothing more than $1. 38 cents goes to Patreon. What's $1.38, eh? It's less than a cup of coffee, but it's a great way that you can show support for very little effort. When you divide that $1.38 by the hours and hours and hours of time spent listening to this endless drivel of content, the dollar cost average works out. Next up is the YouTube casualty for $6.66. The YouTube casualty is loaded to the gills. Enjoy the archive ad-free, as well as ad-free early access to special docu-style podcast videos, music reaction commentaries, and the like, a month before they drop on YouTube, loaded with ads, I might add. You're also going to get exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content that is not available on YouTube or anywhere else. So you get to peek behind the veil. And believe me, there's a couple of choice pieces. Most of all, more than anything, whether you join the Patreon or not, I just want to thank each and every one of you that comes to the channel, that watches all the shows, that leaves comments, that participates, that subscribes. That's really the most important thing. This is just trying to find a way to earn a living as an artist. And with that, thank you for my TED Talk. Join the Patreon, because we need you! 66 cents.
In the realm of the new 90s Misfits, were they going to like continue on that heavier?
That's what I mean. Like continuing. No, I just mean like continuing that formation of frontman, guitarist, bass player, drummer.
Right.
And instead of being a triple threat. And
I know everyone likes to, fantasize about all the singers we know, but it probably would have been and should have been someone we've never fucking heard of. So
I said it should have been, my number one pick was Larry the Wolf.
Larry the Wolf
from Manimals.
Right.
But who would you pick, Loki?
I probably would have picked Goolsby.
Interesting.
The silent horror version of Goolsby.
Interesting choice.
I think that was probably the closest thing that we've ever come to a continuation of Famous Monsters was that silent horror record with Goolsby on.
That silent horror band, they're still around. They're still doing stuff,
They're still
right?
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're around.
That's an interesting pick. Who was on both of our lists was Evil Presley from the Independents. Who else did we have on there?
Yeah, I just his style. I don't know. The style matters, and I don't think his style would have cut it.
I disagree with you, man. I think he would have rocked it. He just, he was doing like the ska thing, but like, I don't know. Plus, there's that photo of him with Jerry and Doyle from the 80s. It's like,
right.
Goodbye, Angus. Thank you for joining us. Sorry. We're not going to rehash this. We already did it. We already did a full 2 hour and 40-minute show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave in about 6 minutes. I'm going to go on the hour, 10 o'clock. Are you an hour behind?
After the 100th time. Yeah, it's going to be 9 soon.
Yeah, you're an hour behind. You're in Nashville.
That's right.
That's Nashville, man. The food. You were telling me. Poor Loki. Dr. Loki doesn't have any good pizza out there.
Well, listen, the food is excellent.
It's good. It's good, but there's no pizza.
Like they have great restaurants and stuff like that, but like the stupid things that we take for granted back home, like a good bagel. Dude,
yeah.
I'd murder someone's mother for a good bagel right now.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks, from Dr. Loki.
Yeah. Hold on. My battery's okay. There, I had to fix that. But yeah, like something like a good bagel, a good slice of pizza. They think they know what pizza is down here, but they just surely don't. They surely don't.
Oh, we got Hot Tub Rob here. Jeff, nice try with Franche. What a mess. Can't wait until next time. Hot Tub Rob, I hope that is reported from your hot tub. King says Joe Wood from TSOL would be good.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, I can see it. Here's the link. Sharpie put the link in the I think this is the link to our video. It was good, man. It was a good show. Trying to think, guys, we got 5 minutes and I'm going to wrap this up. So if anybody has any other questions, let's see.
Questions for you. Like, what else have you been doing? I saw that at some point you were working on a very large project and you were trying to figure things out and reaching out to the internets for how to.
You're talking about the feature film. Yeah. So I basically, long story short, before I started doing all of this live stream stuff, which is weird because like live streaming is such a definitive milestone in my creative output that it's like life before live streaming and life after. It's kind of like that. And it was absolutely because of the pandemic that happened. Of course. So, I can't even say the P word without getting your video shadow banned. So who knows what I just did. Is that a thing now? I think so. I don't know. But basically what happened was I shot 20% of a feature-length film that I financed out of my own pocket. We were crushing it. Like I said, I shot 20% of it. Everything was going great. And that happened to be the weekend of March 8th, 2020. And if anybody knows about the weekend of March 8th, that's almost like saying that I don't want to compare the two things because they're two completely different tragedies. So please do not take what I'm about to say out of context. But it's almost like saying something like, oh, on September 9th, 2001, like right before the big shutdown. Now, obviously, the big shutdown is not the equivalent of a tragedy like 9/11, but I'm just saying, like, it was, who could have known
the beginning of a next week that we would never have imagined.
Right. And truly, the world before that shutdown is a different place than it is now. Even though things have returned to normal mostly, we live in a different society. It's different. Everything's different for a lot of reasons. And
well, everyone was still an asshole back then, and they continue to be assholes now. So it's not that much different. I will tell you a story. I was on the road with Michael for an acoustic thing while that was all going on, and like state we're traveling south, right? And like, at the beginning, there was just all sorts of no one knew what the hell was going on or what was going to happen. But state by state, we'd play in Pennsylvania. The next day, we'd be down in West Virginia. Pennsylvania got shut down. We went to North Carolina. West Virginia just got shut down. Anyway, we had this one show in Alabama, I believe, and the freaking place went on fire. So we're like, all right, this is a cue. The world's shutting down behind us, and now this place is just burning. So I think it's time to go home.
And shortly after that was when that whole disaster, when Michale Graves imploded publicly, and that was right when I was like, and then that was the beginning of me going, like, I can't keep making this movie anymore. I have to put it on hold. And I'm going to just start doing this live. I'm just going to start to talk to my computer and live stream. And literally thousands of hours later, here we are. But the story has a happy ending. About a year after that movie failed and died, it kept grating on me that it had this project. I had given up on this project. And I just told myself, I have to see this through. There's no way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make a sequel to this movie that died. So I told the sequel to a movie that doesn't exist.
That is amazing, actually. No, that's perfect.
I got back out there. We shot a whole bunch of days. We had our premiere lined up at the Alamo Draft House, which is my favorite place in the whole wide world to go watch movies. So our movie was going to play there. And I'm not going to get into how he imploded publicly. If you don't know, go Google it. It's very easy. I'm sorry, Sean. It's just too much to explain. Yeah. It's old news. It's not even worth it. We've talked about him too much on the stream already.
Right.
But it was a deadline to get the movie done, and I was running into every sort of snafu you can imagine. I mixed the whole film. You know a little bit about mixing from the music perspective. Right. I mixed an entire feature-length film in about 8 days from scratch. And I don't know how I did it. I pulled at one point, I was pulling a 48-hour shift. I stayed awake for 48 hours straight. It was insanity. There was another time.
And that sucks because things start to play games on you when you don't get rest.
All right, I have one final scary story, and I'm going to end the stream with this at 10 o'clock. Ready? Here it is. With the talking about this movie. Okay, and I think you'll appreciate this because you'll appreciate it from a production perspective. I had to recolor correct the movie I'm not going to get into the whole technical reason why, but I had to.
That's actually what I saw on the internet where you reached out for help.
So because I had a snafu with my machine, I had to get someone else's machine. I had to online my project again from his machine. It erased all of my color grading. So I had to do it in 24 hours. And mind you, this is 24 hours before I leave for the festival, before my movie is supposed to premiere at midnight on Saturday night at the Alamo Draft House. I'm racing. At about 6 o'clock in the morning. No, sorry, it was even earlier. It was probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm color correcting, and I start to fall asleep while I'm doing it. I'm actually physically, I'm playing clips and falling asleep while I'm doing it. And then I get back, I'm sitting right where I'm at. But here's what I didn't realize what I was doing. Because I had my eyes glued to the screen, I wasn't looking at where my fingers were hitting. I had these big fat sausage fingers. So what I'm doing is, Loki, in Pro Tools, you know how you can nudge something 5 frames or 5 increments? Mm-hmm. My fat sausage fingers are nudging video clips 5-6 frames out of sync. So as I'm editing, as I'm color correcting, the picture's locked. What does that mean? It means that nothing moves. Everything's locked in the timeline.
And so you haven't noticed that you're
right. And I'm looking and I'm saying, why is everything falling out of sync? And I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. I thought I was hallucinating. I stood up, I pulled out my hair a little bit because I'm going, what the fuck is happening? I'm like jumping around like a fucking caveman going, what is going on? Why is this happening? And then I was like, I had to play detective. I go into Time Machine. Mm-hmm. I go back. I find a save file. I keep going back into save because you can auto save your project.
I've been there so many times to find out why is this fucking
2 hours
error popping up where I can't move forward.
I lost 2 hours of fucking progress. I go back and I find I find everything still in sync 2 hours prior. So I had to make up those 2 hours. I made it. The film played. It was a fucking glorious victory. End of the story.
Good for you. Proud of you.
Loki, it's really nice to see you.
Yeah, man,
Thank you for jumping on. Good luck, but big mazel tov, and best wishes with your venture with the card shop.
So good, man. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, that rules. And music, I'm glad you're playing out, and I hope great things for you, and I'm happy for you and your puppy, and I can't wait until the next time our paths cross.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay,
everyone have a good night. Peace out, yo.
Peace and hair grease, everybody. I'm ending this broadcast. Goodbye.